Purpose, a caring approach to business.
Welcome, everybody!
Do the best you can until you know better. And then when you know better, do better. One of my favorite quotes by Maya Angelou. Welcome to Pollinating Purpose, a caring approach to business by Pillar Nonprofit Network. I am your host and frequent forest dweller, Mariam Waliji. I am also the Social Enterprise Program Manager and Coach here at Pillar. For those of you who are new here, Pollinating Purpose is a show all about supporting organizations who seek to create social impact through their work. Whether a nonprofit, for-profit, or a grassroots organization, you'll learn key considerations to starting or growing your social purpose business in a long-term and sustainable way. Today, we will be sitting down to chat with Dario Novoa of Simple Reflections for Artists. Dario is the founder of Simple Reflections for Artists, a collective of diverse artists and art enthusiasts based in London, Ontario. As a visual and performing artist who immigrated to London from El Salvador, Dario founded Simple Reflections to celebrate diverse cultural expressions and give local up-and-coming artists an opportunity to showcase their talents. Over the past 4 years, Dario has organized 6 free community festivals, each with artistic representation from more than 20 cultures. In 2022, Dario acted as the executive producer of the Latin Roots of London album with the goal of providing local Latino artists with the opportunity to be nominated for the new Latin pop category of the Forest City London Music Awards. With the recent designation of London as Canada's first UNESCO City of Music, Dario believes that there is no better time to celebrate the incredible talent that has come from all over the world to make London their home. I was introduced to Dario by one of our previous guests, Jennifer Martino of Crouch Neighborhood Resource Center, and I've been looking forward to chatting with him since. Hi, Dario.
Hi, how you doing today?
I am doing well. How are you doing?
I can't complain. Things are going well, and thank you for having me here. And I really appreciate your time. And yes, this means a lot to me and the collective. So
I thank you for agreeing to join us today. I'm very excited about this conversation. Yes, as you know, Jennifer introduced me to you in one of our past episodes, and I've been very eager to chat with you since then. So thank you for being here.
Well, my pleasure. My pleasure.
So before we kind of dive into the conversation, can you share a little bit more about Simple Reflections for Artists and how this organization came to be?
So the Simple Reflection is kind of a unique way to bring people together. Through my experience in London, and I played football or soccer through my several years, which I've been involved in the community. So I've been driven by, always community. We have a lot of newcomers that came from different parts of the world, but I find the passion for soccer unite us, and some of them we've been friends and now family over the years. So being kind of the same, I would say, experience with a lot of artists and musicians and dancers, and I've been dancing myself since I can recall. And then I always attend several events, and then I heard from them like the lack of opportunities from them. So, and also I also working for the city, I know many places what London is all about, and then the vision kind of start. And then we start working on if this is possible to, try start something. So I look at the city like the past, the present, and kind of where we're going, and what are we lacking, where we can bring this to break these barriers. And soccer gave me that transition, which I knew I would say my strongest part of who I am, and then which bring a lot of. Not just so much united, but joy and camaraderie and friendship, and we share all that. So which we've been playing competitive for many years. So then I decided, okay, it's time to do something now for the artists and the musicians.
Yeah, so taking that experience of, finding community through soccer, and then also applying that same practice to music and to art.
Yes, so Min said that in 2019, I reach out to several areas and see what we can do. And, like we're trying to work with the city. Our vision was to have a nice, roots of events. We start with 25 people, and then at a time it keep growing, and then next thing is like, okay, now it's over 100. And then we ended transferring to, we were trying to do it at that time, during that was our first one. Dundas, from Ivy to Dundas Flex, and then at the end we ended working with the Museum of London. So they opened the doors for us. We did a collaboration with them. And then, but at that time I had reached out to friends and family that they were musicians, they were artists, some related to soccer, some related to like Antonio Alas, which is like the group of mariachis from El Salvador. So that he's like my uncle, Freddy Almar's, several artists in the community that I knew. And that's kind of where the collector started. And that day, it pouring rain. So unfortunately, we needed to move it inside the museum, and they were very accommodated. They opened the doors, and I was just up and down trying to figure out first event, pouring raining. No idea how this was going to go, but it turned out that Mother Nature have a way to showcase it that, that the show must continue on, and we brought it inside, and it was very, I was grateful that it happened. So that's kind of what the start point was.
Okay. And so now, Simple Reflections for Artists, what is it exactly that you do? So I know you've held a few different festivals, you hold events, you have this album. So what is it exactly, if someone wanted to engage with Simple Reflections for Artists, what could they expect?
Well, Simple Reflection is still the same, I would say, the vision or the concept or what we've been trying to do is this is London incubating artists, right? Yeah. Musicians, dancers. So we want to stitch everybody together, right? Doesn't matter, well-known talent, hidden talent, it's a very unique event. And then through that, we have so many talent that well-known in the community. And there's so many like Brad Jones, Serena Haggerty, Leanne Mayer, it just goes on, Laura Cano, Mike Trojan, so that's well-known artists in the community. But then we have like, Alfredo Cacha, he's a part of the collective, Freddy Almarza, Gianni Correa from Latin Power, the mariachis, and it just goes on, but now we had this beautiful thing about different fusion. And that's just in the music part, right? Yeah. And then we have David Rayos and different people from different countries and nationalities. And then we had the visual artists that some of them, like when I read or they send me something, because we have a website where they can go, and they send me the information, and I'm like, okay, like these people are professionals, like in their... and then sometimes I feel like how blessed I am to, kind of work or be beside these people, which I kind of did when I was playing soccer, because I played with some people that they were professionals back home. And when we play soccer, it was that kind of feeling. So I had the same feeling of these amazing artists from Nigeria, from Serbia, from Europe, Polish, you name it, right? Latin America, and everywhere we go. So, but again, doesn't mean that there is so many local artists and musicians and dancers, and so it's for everybody. So there is not, again, like I say, what we want to do. It's getting bigger. I wouldn't say it compared to when we start, but we always trying to accommodate. We always trying to make it, a space for who wants to really feel that they want to share that passion, right? So it's a unique way of where you come together, join what you love to do. There is no expectations. You can, this is very unique event where it's, once again, it's all organic, it's authentic, it's real. You do what you love to do. We don't hold people back. We just had an event and went like a dancer is also a musician. People are like, oh, I didn't know that you play the piano.
Yeah.
Or an artist that get up and start singing, and then it's like, oh, do you also sing? And then like it's just such a way of, you know, the collective is just such a good camaraderie, and they support each other.
Yeah.
And it's just not even London anymore. Like we have people coming like from the surroundings, as far as Toronto, Niagara Falls, Windsor, and people feels like, like there is something. And ironic enough, like because it's growing, you know, some of them they play for 10 minutes.
Right.
And so, you know, they're there all day because they support each other.
Yeah,
so that
it's like
love
a platform and a showcase to share.
Yes.
Right.
So it feels good. It feels like, you know, the vision is have unfolded. I feel the vision, you know, from having it like in mind and thinking how we just went with it, and then it just flowed really, again, all natural and organic, and it's just the people are having enjoy, and we have a lot of people behind the scene that also make this as reality. You know, like many of them, they put a heart and soul, and because they believe on it. So we have a lot of collaborators that they do their share to make these people.
That leads into a good point and one of my next questions. So this is great. But you know, up until this point and continuing, you have been supporting, you know, diverse local artists pretty much exclusively through volunteerism and, you know, the goodwill of collective members. So can you share a little bit about, you know, why is that the approach that you took?
Well, I'm from El Salvador, and all I know, always work in the community. So back home, every celebration or anything that we do, we support each other. You know, it could be a collective to whatever we have, we share to the neighbors, to the people. So when it was a community event, we all support each other. And that lead, like again, through soccer and through everything else. And then as the vision, I was trying to do it, and I tried to talk to several people. Like, once again, Alfredo Cachag gave me some feedback. I went to Mario Cersali, you know, with the digital art creator, and I kind of talked the vision of how I want to go about it, and I think it was just my passion and what I want to do. And they like, are you sure this is gonna work, or what? And then at the time we start looking like, you know, to sound, because the musicians, they're only as good, and the artists, depending what the platform you give, right? So a lot of my friends is like, well, I don't mind playing, but, you know, acoustic, I'm not gonna sound as good. We need a good sound system. So here where, you know, Mario Cersali came out and support us with the teacher creator art, with the sound system, and you know, he always had 2 to 3 people supporting us, and then have a lot of friends. We say, well, what do we need to do? Well, we need to get the permits, let's sound. We need to do this. And then Covent Garden Market came on board, and they support us. And downtown London support us in a different aspects. And, you know, London office, or London Music Office also support us. And then a lot of people, because sometimes it doesn't have to be like, you know, just to showcase or even share what we're doing, and through that they start believing in what we're doing. And then endless of so many of our volunteers, like Alejandro Nira, he's been there with me since the first day, and they're the ones that they do a lot of the work. So it's being a collective of, again, community driven, and we all like share, or we all share our, like, you know, common goals. We all wanna belong to something. But I think this platform or this event give us, you know, that we come united, and we support each other. We're there for each other, and this is turning into a big family.
Yeah, and I feel like, you know, what you shared is that this community grassroots approach is what you know. It's what you're used to. It's the systems and the landscape that you're familiar with. So it just made sense to do it that way, rather than, you know, some of the other ways of doing things, like incorporating as a nonprofit right away or whatever it might be. That's a different type of language almost, of having to navigate those systems. But this, you know, this is home. This is what you're used to. And it's such a beautiful way to, bring together those groups of people to do really incredible work.
Yes, I mean, at the beginning, it's like anything else. Like you have this passion and you want to share it, and you want to say, "Hey, like let's get together, let's do this," and trying to people believe it. If it's real and authentic, and people feel it, and it brings people joy, people are willing to do it. And when people do it with their own will and the passion with it, it's like amazing things happen, like what is happening with Simple Reflection family. And it's just, is at this point, it's a beautiful thing is happening. And we're Londoners. We're here. We're not going anywhere anytime soon. So why not keep embracing what we have in our community? So this is our home. And so.
Amazing. Yeah, and I feel like we're almost kind of touching on this right now, but when we chatted on the phone, you shared that when folks don't speak the dominant language of a place, so here in London, it's English, it's hard to know where to go and where to get the right support. So how do you feel like Simple Reflections has been able to create a space for folks to find that avenue for support?
Well, number one, I think we have to listen to the community. We have to be in the community. We have to, people say, oh, they can reach up to me. No, we got to go see and you got to talk to. Number one thing is when, even if they don't speak the language, like maybe I have a friend that can translate for them. Even when they send me a biography, we look ways to support them. But the only way you got to know the community. You got to know the people. You got to know who's coming. Often people reach out to me and say, well, that's good, but I would like to have a coffee. Let's check. Let's chat. Let's see what, how, because now I feel like I'm representing a community. So we give that opportunity. But now, like you were saying, through which have incubated and other people see their talent. So when we get together, it's stronger. So that gives another open other doors for many other opportunities that people that are established that they're looking for this type of talent. So I didn't know that person. Oh, I love your work, because people are often is for what you see, and often it's like we have to get that opportunity, and a lot of them they struggle through it. So because we all put barriers, so if we break those barriers. And then we bring people joining together, but knowing them. And then I feel like it's an interesting thing that I always say, like when we started, they were new, and those new now, they've been there for a long time. They welcome the other. So it's like a good way of bringing people together. Like, doesn't matter if it was your first time coming to the event or second time or continue. Like we get normally 90% of the participants coming back. So we must be doing something right. And when we unite it, again, people see that more and more. So this is what London is all about.
Amazing. Yeah. And you've mentioned a few different things. The festival is the event at Museum of London. I'm wondering if you want to chat a little bit about the Latin Roots album that you produced.
So what's happening is, again, Simple Reflection, I feel like it's the core. It's almost like a tree, Simple Reflection is the trunk, right? So that's kind of what I've established after now being 5 years anniversary. So with that said, then, people say, oh, will it be good if we can do this, if it's good to be that. So Simple Reflection, I will spend it into Simple Reflection Juice. That's another branch. Simple Reflection Gala, Simple Reflection at the museum. So we're giving different branches. And then as people getting to know it, then we apply to see if we could be a part of having a Latin category for the awards, for the London Forest Area Award here in London. So they opened that. So we sent that, and it's like, okay, so where are the Latinos? So if we have a category, you also have to have, artists or musicians. So, and I know, again, they're great friends of mine, and I say, okay, this is the opportunity. What do you guys think about it? So again, it's a big risk, and once again, I talked to Mario, digital art creator. He opened the doors for us to start working. I chat with several of them, and we all kind of chip in to make this a reality. So through that, at one point we have 14 musicians. We're down to 9, 9 of great talents in London from different categories. And, a lot of them, they're like songs personal, right? They're originals.
Yeah.
It was a project that we took. It took longer than what I expected, but
As some things do.
yes, because Jack was us in the album, then we need to do the release, and
Yeah.
then we did a video, and then there is so many little things that the one project it just is, and plus it's all new. Maybe if I knew all the work, I wouldn't done it. But it just flowed natural, right? So and then that's how we ending. So this album is a fusion, I would say, of different genres of music. Like, we had Antonio Alata with the mariachis, David Rayos with, like almost like a soft pop, Freddie Almar's soft rock. We have Davian from Brazil, is more like a bossa nova. And then we have Big Lou with Tairona, and it just goes on. And then we have Juan David or JT, more like a merengue. Then Ana de Mexico, which is La Chaparrita, is like a cumbia sound. Latin Power, which is led by Gianni Correa. They also have more like a merengue. Theirs is actually like a bachata. And then at the end, I ended doing a transition with the collective of Simple Reflection, 5 of Us. We did a tribute to the city of London. They call the Forest City song.
Cool.
So that's a transition of all us leaving home and being here. And then that lead to, like I think, like a really beautiful sound. And then, we put the words and we put the passion out there. And now it's out there for the community to listen and to dance and to embrace it.
So they can listen to it with this album.
Yes,
that's
it's
so
on all
exciting.
platforms. So, it's out, in Apple Music, YouTube Music, Spotify, every digital platform, and the LP is going to hear. So, so it's all great things happening. And we're just... There is a dance challenge going on with the community, with the Forest City. So it's endless. One thing leads to another, right?
There's so many things that you can do with that. That's so cool. So music and culture are such a big part of connection. Connection with place as well as connection amongst each other and between people. What kind of things does Simple Reflections offer that people can participate in if they want to experience that connection? So, you mentioned the Simple Reflections Youth and the gala and all of these things. What are some other events? Like, do you have dance sessions or, whatever it might be?
So what tends to do is we're a big collective, right? So from the dance and from the music, so there is different things that they tend to do. The first thing I say when we have an event coming up, or we always post it, it's always in the website or connecting with it. And then if they're new musicians and artists and they're not too sure or they're not, I welcome them to come and see. I say, because again, like I say, now it's getting bigger and bigger, but I say, come and see what it's all about. Be a participant. And then from there, if they feel their heart is with this project, they're always going to have a place. Because again, like I say, we can, as much as the event outgrow us, we have more people than willing to support us. So it just keep growing and growing, and those great minds behind the scene say, we can do it. Maybe we need to extend it a little bit longer because now we're doing a 2 days event. So the Juice is 1 day, the main festival is the second day, but doesn't mean that we can continue do either longer hours or we can do something. So I always say, if your heart is on it and you feel like you want to be a participant, by all means, reach out, come out, enjoy, and then just do what you love to do. Be a kid again. Don't hold back.
And so your 5th year anniversary is coming up, Or when is that happening?
So we're going to have a Simple Reflection Juice on the August 18th.
Okay.
And the 5 years anniversary is going to be August 19th.
Okay.
So we're starting, like I say, from now to then, a promotion, like what's happening, what's going on. We have different events going on. So that's just going to be around the corner. It's coming, very fast.
Okay. Well, we will make sure to include some links for where people can sign up to participate in the 5 year anniversary, because that's pretty exciting and incredible for 5 years of a grassroots organization, being able to do this and put on these events for 5 years and bring community together for that long is something worth celebrating for sure.
Yes, and even though with the challenge we have had after several years, so now it's it's time to celebrate. It's about to unite the community, and once again, just to bring everybody to do what they love to do.
Yeah.
And even if that day you came out and you not sure what you want to do, we put you to dance, we put you to anything.
Just throw you in there.
Free flow, There is no expectations, and I guess it's just say to people, be yourself, do what you love to do, be present, and enjoy the moment.
Amazing.
Yes.
Okay. And so if folks are interested in learning more about Simple Reflections for Artists, the various events, where can they find out more information? Like the website? Do you have social media?
So yes, we're very active on Facebook, Instagram, and we have simplereflectionforartists.com website. So we're constantly updating of what is coming, what's happening. They can see. They can also go into the artist profile and see who they are.
Oh, okay.
And then people may relate it, or they may see a friend or a neighbor, and it's like, oh, this is kind of nice. So I'd always say, take a little bit of time, look at it. It's all there, and then when you're ready, reach out to us. And if not, we're gonna be there. We're gonna continue celebrating. So they see me if it's not, like I say, at every aspect or at every event. And we constantly also supporting the musicians and the artists as they do their events. So we do one main event or 2 or 3 or whatever the case is now, because it's growing. But our artists or musicians or dancers, they have things weekly. So we always meet somewhere. Promoting, supporting. So this is all very much all year long. So if they say, oh, what's going on in the community, we're more likely will be supporting an artist or a musician or a festival.
Okay, amazing. Well, Dario, thank you so much for being here. This has been really lovely. And it's been great to get to hear more about the work that you're doing. Hopefully you'll see me out. I was going to say dancing, but I'm not a particularly good dancer. So maybe just like nodding my head and humming at some events with you soon. But I'm really, really grateful that you joined us today.
No, thank you. And like I say, art is waiting for you and the music when you're ready. So
thanks,
we'll be out there. Thank you so much.
Amazing.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. Thank you again to Dario Novoa from Simple Reflections for Artists. I highly recommend checking out the Latin Roots album or attending their 5th year anniversary celebration. It sounds like it's going to be a party. If you'd like to learn more about Pillar Nonprofit Network and the work being done by the organization, head on over to pillarnonprofit.ca. There you can find out all the information about the various programs that are being offered. You can search out different member organizations looking for volunteers or staff, or you can stay up to date on events being offered by our learning and development team. I am your host, your guide, your business bud, Mary Moligi, and this has been Pollinating Purpose, a caring approach to business. Thank you for coming along for the ride. I'm happy you're here.
Pollinating Purpose, a caring approach to business. Welcome, everybody!